everybody, good evening. As promised, finally getting to this video. It's very late here, very tired, but we're gonna do this. And anyway, here we go. The clock decode. Let's go over it all. So, this is it. I'm pretty confident that we nailed it. Of course, there's always multiple meanings, but let's go over it. All right, so the clock, right? There's many interpretations of it, but right, I went with 10, 9, 8. And again, this is a shout out to This Will Defend. Me and him kind of were brainstorming on this a few months back and came out with this original 10, 9, 8. So the next thing I wanted to look at was the 22 days in 2018 where Q goes dark, right? October 10th to the 31st. So why I kind of realized that this was all relevant was because of the 4321 decode that we done, which is the April 3rd, 2021, and everything kind of stemmed from there. 30 weeks past that takes us to the rocket launch delta, which is kind of the centerpiece of everything. All right, so I already had my eyes on the 31st to be a big day. So I don't want to make this whole video about the 4321 decode, but you kind of have to understand some of it in order to understand the clock decode. All right, so as you can see, if we go 4421, right, we had 44 as our 0 day. If 4321 was a countdown, 44 would be 0, right? If we add 30 weeks to that, it takes us to October 31st. All right, and then what else is important here is you have 210 days. There's a bunch of deltas that have a minus 21 in them that we've been tracking. So you just drop that 0, 21. And as you can see, we had the 21 come through here earlier with the 21 days of prayer. Like I said, I'm not going to go into the whole decode now, but just because I just brought it up, there are quite a few of these drops with the minus 21. Now going over this too, you can see we also had this 201 week delta. We also figured that this kind of all came together as well. All right, and this took us to drop 453. And why this also seemed relevant eventually is because we count down, right? The rocket launch is all about a countdown. Our 4321 is a countdown. It's a countdown theme, right? We've got this 22, right? Now remember, Q's dark for 22 days here before he comes back on November 1st. Okay, there's our 22. With me? Oh yeah, and the one kicker too is if you look at the timestamp, 1640, what's 1640? 440, right? 4, 4, right? Remember we said 4, 4, 2, 1. We had 30 weeks. That takes us to 1031, 2, 1. Right, so again, back to the clock. If we look at this against the date 10, 9, right? 2018, when did Q go dark? 10, 9, right? And we get 22 days. Again, I hate to be redundant here, but just so everybody's getting it, right? 22 days, right? And that takes us to November 1st. Got it? So me and my friend, This Will Defend, we had, as I said, we had kind of figured this out together. There's only one timestamp and all the drops that take us to 10, 9, 8. All right, that is August 31st, 2018, 10, 9, 8. right? What's our clock? 10, 9, 8, right? 10, 9, add that 22, takes us to November 1st. Now, here's where it gets pretty good. So I was tracking a lot of the deltas from the book of Daniel, because this whole thing's biblical. Sorry, long day, I'm losing my voice a little bit. 1335 day deltas. Long story short, book of Daniel, we have the 1260 days, 1290 days, and 1335 days that are referenced there. Okay, so if you start, again, if you go to the pinned decode from the 4321, I show how all these deltas line up together. But again, I really just want to stick to the clock for now because it's way too in depth if we go anywhere else. So anyway, so I'm using the 31st kind of as my focal point, right? Because that's where the rocket launch is, right? That's the centerpiece, right? So I'm looking at everything from the perspective of October 31st. So one of the things I saw was 1335. That was from, again, the book of Daniel. All right. And one of the things I saw when I went here was this 999999999. How many nines is it? I think it's 99 million. I can't remember off the top of my head. So anyway, I had the idea that if I took this from the clock at 10:98, remember, it seemed like it was a countdown, and we had the whole rocket launch. Remember, everything's a countdown. And what I did was I added August 31st, 2018, 10:98, right? 99,998,999 seconds. And what did that take us to? November 1st, 2021. And for the record, we've been talking about the Julian calendar since the spring. We've done so many examples showing where deltas line up on the Julian calendar. Countless examples. We're not going to go through them all. But as you can see, on September 4th, I brought this up, Julian calendar. So when nothing happened on the 1st, I said, everybody, just hold on. We might be onto the Julian calendar here. So let's see what happens. And this seemed like a perfect decode. I mean, it was like all this stuff lined up perfectly. There's even more if you go in the pin thread, but again, keeping this abbreviated, it's like, man, all this stuff lines up perfectly. 10, 9, 8, the 22, you know, it's like they all work together, and it's all perfect. And with the 999, I mean, it's just the way it all goes together. It's just absolutely perfect. So I was kind of expecting, I was like, man, it's probably not going to be right, and I'm going to be super bummed because it seems so right, and how could it be wrong? So I was fully expecting to be wrong on this because I've been wrong so many times. I've been right on a lot of stuff too, but in the beginning of this, I said this is the best decode I've ever done, and you can say now it is. So Kim posted this yesterday. We had found that, and shout out to Rita June. She's actually the one that we saw this from, and we saw the red castle, green castle from Sunday morning, right? Clock activated. This is kind of when we realized that we might be onto something here. And when I was originally doing my decode this morning, I was multitasking, to say the least. So I thought this happened originally on Monday in Liverpool, and I didn't realize it was actually Sunday morning. I thought I was off by a day, and I was trying to figure that all out, and as you can see, this if this is your first time seeing the video, there was a Liverpool. There was a bomb that went off over there by one of the hospitals, all right, on Sunday morning. If you're not aware, man who detonated a car bomb outside Liverpool Women's Hospital made the device from ball bearings after his asylum claims were rejected. Anyway, so now I want to go back to some of those. Remember our 999 that we had from the 1335 Delta, right? 9999, 9999, okay. Now, strike package, right? What was our other? Strike 9999, right? Strike 999, strike 999. What does that say? Possible car attack. Strike package. UK. Wait till you see this next one. Right, and that strike package, what was the last thing it said? Q Delta. What was the name of the taxi company? Delta Taxis. Come on. Right, so again, got car attack, car bombing, UK, Delta Taxis. Boom. On the morning of November 1st. Now check this out. If you're somehow still not sold at this point, Boris Johnson urged the public to be vigilant. Be vigilant. What's that say? 24-hour warning? Be vigilant? 24-hour? What's that? Car attack, 24. Be vigilant, 24. Now for everybody in the Delta that was saying that Delta said London, thank you, Phil Harris. The primary target was Liverpool Cathedral. There is a London street running east to west, north of both locations. Might not mean anything, but we don't know the route they took when they diverted from the primary target, secondary target. So, London Street runs both north and south of the primary target, the Liverpool Cathedral. Now this next part might be a little bit of speculation, but we have the Merseyside Chief Constable Serena Kennedy urged people to remain calm. We are at the precipice. Remain calm. Not a direct connection here, but it seemed noteworthy to bring up. So here we go again. That was from the same day. Now again, anybody that is not convinced, right? So that was Sunday, 11/1, drop 35, 11/1. Stay alert, be vigilant. What did we just go over? Look out for false flags. All right. I found this interesting. The time is 10:56, and bombing was at 10:59. Now the only thing I'm not sure of on the decode here is our timing, because the strike 999 takes us from August 31st to 11/1/21 on the Julian calendar. It said 7:55 a.m. All right. That's the only thing that doesn't make sense to me, because I can't figure out, if we're going off DC time, which we usually are, this seems to be possibly relevant, but the 7:55. So I've been really busy today. I kind of had some ideas on why, because you would think something with seconds would be correct down to the second, or at least the minute, So I have some ideas. I'm not sure exactly yet. We'll figure it out eventually, I'm sure of it. But 56, 7:55, you know, we're like almost in the same minute there. So we will get back to that one. But I mean, direct match. I mean, false flag, stay alert, be vigilant. Also that Delta from the same day, right? UK, stay alert. That's that same day as the strike package. And then also the London connection, we had somebody else, Lorenzo said, if you look at the underground map, you can find a London Road station that connects the Central Station, Paddington Hospital, and the Smith Hospital, right at Black Merchant Line. So anyway, we have 2 connections there with London now. Those roads and this underground map that he's talking about. I don't know anything about Liverpool. Love to visit one day, but anyway, to check out a map and you can see all this stuff. So that's the London connection. Anybody saying, oh, it's not London, shut up. Now, this is extra bonus. Shout out to Silent No More. She says, so I don't know if this has any significance or not, but I was watching the airspace last night and the only 3 planes in the air at the time registered to military were named Banks of Trust. Then when I searched their call signs or hex tags, it brought me to this chart. Now check out this chart. Oh my gosh, 99999.